getting to the point. I'm on a bunch of forum sites now, and there is a lot of debate kicking off on these sites. Ruffled a lot of feathers. A lot of feathers. Does this worry Mr. Bird? Oh heck no. I like this kind of stuff. This is what I like. This is what I'm talking about. The challenge at the end of the day, the push. So first things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Black Series Edition LLC, Crystal Edge, Gunmetal Technology Screens, and FLE Technology. Just found out what FLE stands for. Fusion Light Energy. That's what it stands for. It's our new gain of technology. We're literally having these crazy debates, and right now we're shutting it down over there because we got all these people that popped up about ambient light rejection technology, and we're explaining to them that they did it wrong. And the reason why is because the demonstrations we're seeing in ambient light rejection over there is ambient light controlled environments. That's what they're showing us. I'm like, no, that's not ambient light rejection. Ambient light rejection means that your screen has the ability to reject ambient light. If you're controlling your environment to tame the light, that's not environment, that's not rejecting, that's controlling. So that means if you sell me an item and it's in a controlled environment and I take it home and put it in my environment, will this work? No, I have to also control my environment to run the screen. Then it's not rejection technology. So how do we end that nonsense with ultra short throws and anything else? We show them demonstrations with an Optima GT 5500 outside. That killed everything. Because one guy was saying, well, if I want to see contrast levels, I turn out the lights. Again, this is why we do all this testing. Because when I go into these sites, you got to back this up. And what did I do? I showed them a demonstration, lights out, dozens of them, showing Mr. Mannequin, showing dedicated theater rooms where even if you're in the dark, you're not reading 100% contrast. It's not coming up at all, period. You just think you're seeing it, that's all. And the forum sites talking about the Infinity One contrast level, that your gray and white screens do not read them at all. I don't care if you turn your lights out. I don't care what you do. I don't care if you're outside at nighttime in your backyard. You don't read it. You don't pick it up. So we just saw all these demonstrations of people taking gray screens and dropping them over white screens. Guess what? I can do the same thing with that house paint over there. Same thing. Nothing at all. No improvement. You're not seeing contrast. You're seeing shades of gray. If your screen's darker, then you're seeing darker shades of gray. So that's what we have going on over there right now. A little firestorm that's going on. And it's not going well for them. Because you know why? They think I'm a noob at the end of the day. They think I don't know what I'm talking about. And I have 12 years or 13 years of history of research under my belt. And I've done demonstrations on just about every level you could possibly think of. They go in and check my YouTube account. I'm over 10,000 videos in. So they know I know what I'm talking about. So now I got me a little audience over there to educate them and show them why that gray and white screens do not work on anything. And these guys got pretty high-end projectors. Like I said, this is the reason why we use the low-key projectors, because if I went over there with a high-key projector, oh, they got all kinds of, they can say, well, you have a 2 million to 1 contrast. You have this and that and the other, blah, blah, blah. That's why. No, when we go over there, we use low-key projectors in our demonstrations. That's why you can't accuse me of using high-performance, high-tech machines to try to enhance my picture quality. You can't do that. And that's what we're doing right now. So we bumped into a few people that are into these white projection screens, and they claim all I got to do is the lights out. I'm picking up contrast. My projector's giving me this. My projector's giving me that. No, you're not. Do me a favor. Turn your lights on. If you have to turn your lights off to read a contrast level, that means your screen doesn't work. Turn your lights on. You're supposed to have an ambient light rejection technology. You should be able to turn your lights on. So right here, as you can see, we have the splatter screen. I love the splatter screen. Basic, nothing fancy, no fancy screens, no fancy projectors, none of that. Simple demonstration. Projector right here, ultra short throw, which we have on the floor. There's my Sony right there on the floor. That's it. 720p, 3000 to 1 contrast, nothing special. $300 ultra short throw, that's it. Screen, cardboard box. Nothing fancy. We don't need an elite screen. We don't need any special fixed frame screen for what? A frame, just so we can paint over top of it. It's just a frame. We're talking about the screen itself. So just a cardboard box. One side we got white surface, other side we got gray surface. We had a bunch of conversations about the gray surface, and here it comes. Well, my screen doesn't do the same thing as that. Well, here I got a kicker for you. This is really going to be a real ugly one for you, but guess what? You're going to have to do it. We got a challenge on that paint. So just in case if anyone comes in and makes an accusation that that's not their product, they have to go do the test. And again, we already showed them the videos and pictures of someone already cheating on this demonstration to lie to their customers. And they thought it was quite sad. If you're going to cheat on a paint at $4.97, that's pretty sad. That's what we're laughing about. I said, wow, somebody really actually cheated on it? I said, yeah, somebody did cheat on it. Tried to cheat on it, got caught. So technically, here's the thing. It doesn't read at all, period. Can't pick up, it doesn't read. Now, I know this is pretty much hard for some people to accept at the end of the day. It was hard for those people to accept. They really thought their gray screens were reading the contrast level. You don't pick it up. You can't read it. You have to have an Infinity one to read it. Now, I even got the question, well, what if I just go out and get black paint? And see, this is the reason why your stuff needs to be tested. Well, black paint's not going to work. Well, why not black paint? It's the same thing, same color. It should do the same thing. Well, the problem you have is the black paint and black fabric and all those different materials do have an Infinity 1 contrast. They can read a solid black level. The problem you have is they can't read white light. And if they can't read white light, they can't pick up beautiful colors, skin tones, or even snow levels. They come up dark and dirty. Well, you have any way to prove this? Oh my goodness, you know what we do at the end of the day. Yeah, I sent them over a whole bunch of information and demonstrations that I've done on my products versus black paint. And even when we drew into the screen, when we made our own black products, black fabrics, our t-shirts, stuff we throw up against the screen just for fun. Yeah, that's it. That's why I said that individuals, when your product is not properly tested, you can't go there at all. Because if they ask you and say, hey, that's just a gray paint, I can make that at Home Depot and Lowe's, because it will come up, because they do that. They even have a site on there, how to make your own gray paint. What makes your product different from mine? You're going to have to back that up. So if you got to cheat in those demonstrations, it's not going to go well for you. But anyway, yeah, ultra short throw, basic demonstration, got color, we have contrast, and as you can see, the gray and white screen can't even register. Like I said, when I was in the room, I said, I don't know how people do these white screens and they have these gray screens that come down and they go look at the contrast. You do not see a black level. So we're just going to say we see color, but we're just going to skip the contrast. Contrast can be gray if we want it to be gray. No, it doesn't work that way. Contrast, a black level is black. All right, let's go over here and let's grab a nice little color abstract demonstration here. Show you exactly how much of our projector. Let me show you how close my projector is sitting right on top of the screen. Of course, Taco likes to be in the shot. There's Taco over there. That's how close at 3,000 lumens on my ultra short throw is right up on top of the screen. That's the angle on our black technology, which I showed them in demonstration. Guys, well, the angle gain has to be pretty bad. No, angle gain, our technology is actually amazing. We could do this outside if we want. Now, one guy's solution was, okay, so I don't really need the contrast level on my projector. Okay, somebody right here basically just accepting defeat. I can just turn the lights on and get the same thing. That was a bad thing to say. This is why we've done the demonstrations with Mr. Mannequin. We turn our lights out and do those demonstrations on black screens and white screens. And I sit there on camera and say, well, we're doing this in the dark because we always get all the time someone saying, well, if I turn out the lights, I'm not going to see a difference. Yeah, your color, all that disappears. We send that over. That's the end of that. We like to make sure that they don't have nothing left when we go over. Just educated with our technology. We can back it up. Hey, what's your name? What's that bubble bum? What's the bubble bum? Don't call me that name. That's not my name. And for anyone saying, well, the surface behind it is coated with our technology. Surface behind this is an old rag that I found shoved it down in a box that I decided to turn into our technology. So this is what I'm going to be talking about when I'm on the 40 different sites when I get my own showroom, when I start educating people who've been working for me, is why the gray and white screen is an option. Well, not the white screen so much. White screens can be used, or we paint over those. It's a much cheaper option. If I'm going to go buy a screen to paint over, and there's a gray one and white one, I'm going to choose the white one. It's cheaper. I'm charging more for the gray one because it's a little bit darker. So why spend the money for something like that? I'm going to paint over it anyway. I'll just go with the white screen. That's why the white screen still has life, where the gray screen doesn't have any. So this is the reason why when I tell you that certain forum sites like ABS forums, they don't want us in there. Because your whole entire page is based on gray screens, even gunmetal screens. And our technology is designed to overpower this. What do you have to talk about once we enter the room? Can't talk about contrast levels in gray screens. They don't have them. They don't even read color correctly. What about ambient light rejection technology? Can't use that either. And as for the FLE fusion light energy technology we have that can absorb 100,000 lux of light, ambient light rejection technology pretty much is non-existent to us. Even though our ambient light rejection demonstrations have far surpassed anyone else that demonstrations in ambient light rejection technology, still we've actually on a different platform now. Because I got that a lot. What the heck is FLE? What's FLE? Then we explained to them fusion light energy. And then we showed them a demonstration with the screen absorbing 100,000 lux of light and it shut the room down. Show me something that can do it. I'm not in these rooms to basically agree with what these people are saying. I'm in there to disagree, to show them different and better technology. And this is why it's important that when we do our demonstrations, we're on 40 different locations. So we can show this technology thriving in different environments, but not only backing up everything that we preach about and talk about. This is why testing is extremely important, because this allows me to go back into my archives and bring up customer demonstrations, our demonstrations, on-site demonstrations, tons of testing to be able to know what I'm talking about when I enter one of those rooms.
Summer is about Ritz crackers, and summer's about backyard barbecues.
So, do I need to spend $3,100 for a projector? No. Do I need to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to get contrast and brilliant color and all? No, I don't. That's a $300 Sony projector that discontinued in 2011. It actually reads better, picks up a better image than a P2, the Epson, Samsung, any one of those projectors, because I was just in those rooms looking at all those ultra short throw projectors set up in these ambient light dark environments because the screens were washing out and they were kissing the screen. And the first thing that comes out of their mouth is, because they don't see the projector first, how much is your projector? Like, what kind of projector do you have that's doing that in the day? Oh no, it's nothing special. It's an old projector. They're thinking our projectors are high-tech, high-end projectors. That's the only way we're doing this. And the sad thing about that is, and the reality of all that is the fact that people, when they buy these high-end projectors, they really believe that that image is going to transfer to their screen, and it's not going to transfer to your screen. Your screen can't see it. So when we come into a room and we show demonstrations like this and live streams, we do them all the time in these rooms, live streams. Sometimes the pictures aren't enough. Sometimes they want to see it in real time. And we show them a demonstration like I'm showing you right now. They think we're using this really crazy, expensive machine. When we show them what we're using, jaw dropping. Because my machine costs far less than yours and it's far outdated. Consider to what I'm using, it's a paperweight for them. So, how is it that you spend that kind of money, have that kind of screen, and you don't have an image that can match ours with the projector we're using that's far outdated than yours? And I'm on a cardboard box. That's even more embarrassing. Spent $5,000 for a certified screen and I'm on a cardboard box. There you go. There we go. If you go with the flow, then you're just like everybody else. You're all the same. You got to go against the flow. That's how you do it. That's how you become different. In an army of red, you want to come up to one that's white or blue or green. You don't want to match the army of red. Then you're all the same. You have to do it differently. And of course, they ask for our test. Do you have testing underneath this? What would you like to start at first? It's going to be a long couple of hours in here. All kinds of questions were answered. And we had some people that were rude and disrespectful, but they got shut down. And we got some people that were very interested in the technology, want to know about it. What is it? What's it all about? Here's our website right here. We have a very educational website. There's tons of information on the products. We have massive specification sheets, test demonstrations, everything we need to basically back the product up for them to actually educate themselves on the technology and what it is. They've never seen and heard of a black projection screen. That same reaction I get there is the same reaction I saw when I was on site and I painted that screen and I watched people walk over and just stare at it. Because they're not used to seeing screens react that way. We got some nice, beautiful colors. We don't have to go strictly contrast. We don't have to do that. Some people do that with more darker screens that they make. They go with strictly contrast because they know that the gray and white screen won't read it. No, you're supposed to put colors, white levels, the whole 9 yards so they can see everything. Now with the new Infinity 7, the Infinity 7s, there's a message behind the Infinity 7. Because right now, we've been talking about the Infinity 1 contrast level a lot in these form sites. And they just, some of them's clicking, some of them still fighting it. And they don't believe that a screen needs it. It's not possible for a screen to pick up an Infinity 1 because they're working with gray and white screens, that's why. So we're introducing them, we're talking about Infinity 1 technology. So that's why the purpose is for the Infinity 7. The Infinity 7 is to pretty much, you know, lead the headway of why that Infinity 1 contrast level is extremely important. What better way to basically lead the charge on that technology than have a technology actually named after it? So that's what we're going to be doing with the Infinity 7. I'm going to be doing some demonstrations where I'm going to be going down to Walmart and picking up some basic, cheap, $10, hope we can get some for $4 bed sheets. And we're going to be coating this, some half, some we're going to pick up some high performance white screens and some gray screens, and we're going to be coating them, half of those, to show you exactly the importance of the Infinity contrast level, which we're showing you right here with the FLE technology here, our Alpha CINEMAX roll-on screen paints. And we're going to be showing how we're going to be converting. We have the ability, the customer has the ability to convert a $4 or $12 bed sheet into an OLED light projection screen that can easily take out a $5,000 screen. But to you, ultra short, and also for the question people have been getting a lot of people been asking me, and again, it's very easy to find that out. Just go over to my page. You go over to my YouTube channel, you type it in, or go to my website and go to demos, and we got a ton of demonstrations on ultra short throw projectors. Yes, all our products are ultra short throw compatible. That's another thing too that basically was a ground shaker. When we went to the ultra short throw page, there was nothing but gray screens in there. Nothing but gray screens through that entire environment. And everyone was bragging about how they were picking up this inky contrast level. Nope. We walked in there. I showed them the splatter screen. I said, you can't even read it. The first thing when I asked them, I said, well, how come you're not on black screens? We don't show them stuff first. I like to set up the serve first. So how come you guys are not on black screens? Well, you know, black screens don't read on ultra short those. They don't pick up. They don't generate enough light. I mean, they can't pick up on an angle gain, that poor viewing capabilities. Just heard everything in that room. All right, kind of just want to see what their point of view is coming from. What did they think at the end of the day about the black screen? So now it's time to come in and represent to tell them exactly why ultra short throws need to be on black screens and black screens only. And we show them the demonstrations. First thing, Starfield. Follow us. Do the same thing we're doing. Give them the link, do the Starfield, turn those lights on because it's an ultra short throw projector, so it's using a 48 environment. It's made like a TV. It's not a movie theater setup. It's designed more like a set-top TV. So treat it like a TV. They can't turn their lights on. Screen squashing out. All that money, the expensive ultra short throws, and no one can read on a black level. All that money they spent for the contrast capabilities, they can't read an Infinity 1. Now we show colors. They can't read the colors either. Colors not coming up correctly. And then the argument comes up where, well, projectors are not meant to be used with the lights on. They're meant to, no, buddy, that's in the past now. We're not dealing with the white projection screens, the 35 millimeter film, little dark little, you know, projection rooms. We're not dealing with that anymore. Projections now today, this is why they make ambient light projection technology, because they're trying to usher projection technology into the lights just like TVs are. They're trying to compete with TVs. That's what it comes down to. Projectors are trying to compete with TVs. So you can't compete with the TV if you can't react like a TV. So it gives them something to think about. We don't give them a long lecture, just enough for them to basically think about it and we leave. That's it. We don't advertise it at all. They have to find me. So that we're not accused of breaking any rules or regulations. We're not selling them anything. We're not telling them too much about anything. We're just displaying and telling them why that your debate, that your discussions that you're having on these gray and white screens working on ultra short throws don't work. As you can see in the contrast, that black level that pops up first, it's extremely important. It's needed. You get gaming on this screen, it's very important. It's needed. You can't substitute the black level for gray. It doesn't work. Now, yes, we're questioning on white levels. We have tons of demonstrations on white levels. White levels at 1,000 lumens, white levels at distance throws, white levels outside, white levels inside. Even did one off a ceiling one time. Yeah, we had tons of demonstrations on that. We showed them the difference when we do. One of the tests we do is we take a black surface, we take a white surface, and we take our technology, we drop it at 1,000 lumens and drop it 16 feet back in a full lit environment to explain to them that the technology we're displaying is not going to produce a white level as high as a white screen, but neither is a gray screen either. So fair is fair. But to show them that our white levels are not going to drop to the point where they become up this dark. We don't want them this dark. If they generate this dark, that means they can't see color. They're not generating a high enough white level. If they're gray or white or they're lighter screens, they can't generate a high enough contrast level, and therefore they wash out. So it has to be a balance in there. It's a white balance that comes up. That's the white balance we need to hit. We showed them all sorts of demonstrations on white levels, which we constantly do all the time. And we can show them at the end of the day that our screens can maintain a high, bright enough level in order to be watchable, as you can see right there. If it wasn't possible, and we couldn't read the white level, and we came up like the black paint or surface, you couldn't see that. Now, you see how I explain things on camera? You know why I can explain things? You know, I can educate people on our technology because I know my technology, number one. And again, you have to do testing to know this stuff. They don't want to hear about, look at the blues and the greens and all, they don't want to hear that. They want to know why. Why? This is why I love forum sites. Because you're in there talking with the best of them. You have to know what you're talking about.
Wellness Pet Food is vet recommended for your pet's healthy routine.
This is why I did a YouTube trips. I go on YouTube, I go do some research, I look around, I watch everybody's demonstrations. What kind of environment are you sitting in when you're showing off these projectors? And I see these dark, ambient light controlled environments, especially with an ultra short throw projector that's 3,000 lumens and is sitting less than a foot from a screen. You have no distance throw, you have no deterioration of your contrast levels, but you have contrast levels, they do deteriorate, but I'm talking about as in your lumen count doesn't deteriorate because you're sitting right on top of the screen at 3,000 lumens. So if you have to be in a dark or an ambient light controlled environment, you just told me at the end of the day, your screen's failing. That's what you just told me. And there's a certain shade that a gray screen picks up and white screen picks up when it comes to color and contrast. We do these tests for years. We've been doing it for years and years and years. We can see this in your screen. I can tell if your screen's washed out. Your environment tells me everything I need to see. You can't read blue, you can't read blue. And that's why if you listen to the fellow who invented the OLED technology, he says in the black, you see true color. You don't see true color in gray and white. It's kind of like people who believe that pixel shifting projector picks up a native 4K. We all know that's bogus. So it's the same scenario. People have gray and white screens. You really believe that you're seeing color and contrast. You're not. You're seeing a delusion. Now, like I said before, I stand behind what I believe in 100%. And I have companies already claiming that what I'm saying is bogus. Well, here's the kicker. We can go to court on it. I have no problem with this. I can back this up in court 100%. Your screens don't read at all, period. It's not slander, it's truth. It doesn't read. But you'll get an understanding of it. When the TV technology comes out, we'll ship you one of these units, and you'll get a chance to see what true technology looks like. And it'll give you an understanding. Your theories, we get a lot of theories on what black technology is supposed to be. Well, I don't know who you're talking about, but that's not us. We're different, trust me. Now, you want to get that kind of publicity? Yeah, I'll take it. Go to court, back up my theory that our black technology can read. I'll take this cardboard box with me. An old beat up projector. You're going to tell me a gray screen's going to read an Infinity 1? Oh, no. That's never going to happen. I had one person said before we showed them the projector, oh, your projector has to have an insane amount of contrast capabilities on it. Because, we didn't show them. I didn't put my hand in front of the projector, showed the screen was black first. I was in this projector form site. They're talking about inky black projectors that put these amazing, insane contrast levels, because the projector produces an amazing high aspect ratio of contrast. We were in there playing around in there. So as I'm in there, and the guy was like, whoa, what the freak? Like, yo, what kind of projector do you have? You must have an insane amount of contrast to do that. And I was like, no, a projector has a 3,001 contrast attached to it. It's a screen. Yeah. Then we just leave. Sometimes a couple of minutes, that's all you need. Just plant the seed and go. That's all. Give them something to think about. They can track me out later. Because we can't advertise in there. When you look up black projection screens, we are the only ones that come up because we are 8 years back. That's why. We've been doing it for a while. We have a longer history in it. Consider the fact that I have more customer demonstrations on our black technology than, well, anybody. To tell you the truth, honestly. But yeah. So you can see our beautiful colors are popping up. Gorgeous, right? All right, people. We're done for time here. I'm trying to keep things short and sweet. Sorry about that. I'm trying to teach myself to do things short and sweet because again, like I said, I want to have to be on site, and I got to pay for this time. So short and sweet. And on top of that, I'm on a lot of forum sites right now talking about the technology and our FLE fusion light energy technology and stuff like that. So I have to keep it short and sweet. Just so people are asking about the Infinity 7, it's not coming to the Crystal Edge. It will not be on the Black Series. This is a special website we're building for that. It's under the FLE technology or fusion light energy site. That's where you're going to see ad tech and a lot of the other crazy stuff we're working on. And it's going to be our paint on edition for that product, for that site. It's the only version that's going to be a paint on. Everything else is going to be physical screens. All right, gotta go, people. Hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. Probably later on when it's dark, I'm definitely going to do a lights out, because I get a lot and having a lot over there. People are saying, well, if the lights are out, I'm not going to tell a difference. Yeah, you're definitely going to be to see a difference. So we'll do one of those. I'm going to be doing a much larger surface too. I am going to be picking up a much larger surface like the one we have behind us, to also do some demonstrations on a massive half and half or splatter screen display. Gotta go. Thank you for your time. If you're interested in the technology, this is the FLE Alpha CINEMAX. It's available on our website right now. Gotta go. Thank you all, and God bless.